Hello everybody, and welcome. Welcome to GQUAT Traditions, where good friends become family, and family is everything. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see what's going on here. Uh-oh. Start cam. There we are. Hello, 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 everybody. Starting to be able to debug things and figure out when something is rotten in Denmark. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hi, Sissy Joanne Stevens. La 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 la. Thanks for coming and welcome. I heard that it was 118 degrees out there in your neck of the world. Hey, sister Cheryl Faulkner. I know that's your end of the world out there in Arizona. Juanita Campbell, thank you. Thank you for coming and welcome. K. Renee's Garden, thank you for coming and welcome. It's even warm in Connecticut. I went out this morning. I went shopping. Once a month, I go shopping with an elderly friend. We take the handicap bus and go, piddling around. And then we have these carts. Hey, Mike. Mike's Chaotic Gardening. How are you doing? And they drive you around, pick you up. It's like really convenient. Hola, buenos dias, buenas tardes, Bouger Prepper. And congratulations, I heard are in order. Bouger, I heard that you moved. I can't wait to find out the details. David Corey, nephew, how are you doing? Hope everybody is well. I was watching Tori's Brain Games this afternoon. And you know how I'm always saying about being careful with tools? Well, I was watching it on TV because I'm working on a commission quilt for someone and I was cutting fabric. I looked away 1 minute, I don't know, and I nicked myself with a rotary cutter. Not hard, it didn't bleed. I didn't put a band-aid on. But you have to be careful when you're using tools, whether it's a screwdriver, a chainsaw. I see a lot of you getting the Saker saws and everything. You guys be careful. Be careful. So let me see if I can pull the chat up on my handy dandy phone. David Corey. Oh, you know I saw those sugar baby watermelons. One of them had my name on it, Auntie Ellen. Oh, I would tear you up if I was anywhere near your garden. All those food, all that food. So let me see if I can go to Garden GQuat and see the chat because maybe I should spell it properly. Arden. Here we are. Sorry if there's anybody that I didn't see. And Bouger, oh, I know you're going to be decorating your new place. The old man finally caught my life. Hey, good body, faking like you're not fit. Oh, I know you've been busy. I saw you doing push ups with knives up, knives down, knives sideways. This guy is so fit, so fit. I wish I had your arms. I have a community garden and I have a little cart. If you guys haven't seen the little short I put out, it's not there because, well, what it's there for? That's how I get everything down to my garden. It's good body. I mean, bad body, not so fit says, what's good, everybody? What's good? And I push all my things down in the cart. Sometimes I put them over the fence, whether it's a trowel, a shovel, a fork. You can't leave anything out there. I'm advertising you, bad body. I'm advertising everybody. Everybody in here who is a content creator. Hello, my sister, Maria Graham. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. I still haven't pulled it up the live in my on my phone yet. Subscriptions, I guess. So you guys, it is crazy hot in Connecticut. I know, wine, wine, wine. I don't know why I can't pull it up. You know, this is the problem when we look for each other's channels. It's so interesting. We're subscribed, we have our notifications on, and then you have to actually look to find the person. And then all these people in places you never heard of, they pop up over and over and over again. I think I almost saw it. Maybe I will just go on and not even try to look at the chat, but then I won't see your comments. Just give me a minute. Oops. Okay, the hand is quicker than the eye. Channel. Now, there I am. Hello, hello, hello. Barb Brownlee. Hello, Miss Ellen and everyone. She just finished grinding up dried eggshells and navy beans to put in her super juice. Cheryl Faulkner says it's 90-ish in Georgia. And I just finished going shopping and stocking up my pantry with more walnuts, more black beans, more navy beans. So, see, I went to Costco Monday and I got that giant bag of craisins. I just I hate running out of anything. And all the paper goods, paper towels, a case of paper towels, case of toilet paper, case of tissues. I just hate running out of anything. So I hope everybody's having a good week. Who other than Mr. David Corey with a few little crops? Who else is harvesting today? I'll tell you what. Hello, Grammy's Journal. Thank you for coming and welcome. I am so excited. I I don't have the first tomato. Everything is starting to come up since we finally got some rain. I was so excited. I did another little short where my ginger finally popped up. I planted it late a month ago, but I have ginger. I have ginger. Kay Renee says she's harvesting every day. Hello, Butter Roll Boutique. I saw you yesterday in I Bring It's Live. You guys are like welcome to GQUAT Traditions. And as you see, those of you who are new or in the bushes, David Corey says it's 100 in Dallas right now, but it will be 103. Arizona, I saw was like 115, 120. Hi, CC. CC's Texas Garden. Thank you for coming. I I don't know, guy. I guess you get used to it. When I'm out there, I get used to it too. I get used to it too. How many of you? I know that Mike says he's getting zucchini and kale and turnip tops. About it so far. You know, when I was in North Carolina on the homestead, I had a huge garden. My garden was as big as the whole community garden out here, but I only grew a few things. I'm growing things now that I've never in my life grown, thanks to you guys. Some of you all sending me seeds, like David Corey has sent me what I call exotic seeds, not the regular stuff that I grew up on or grew the same thing over and over and over again. Mike's Chaotic Gardening, GT Junior Alaska. Many of you have sent me seeds. As a matter of fact, let me go to my mail call. I was looking in the car because I broke a pair of sunglasses. Mike says it's only 84 there, but it's beats the 90s. When I was in the car, look what I found. Those of you who are into arts and crafts, what this is a handmade, well, made on machine, but a eyeglass case. I love it because it's for oversized sunglasses. Now, if I were to make it, I would make it with some batting inside so it will be soft. But when you go out with your big glasses and you don't want to put it on your shirt and bend over and drop them in the garden or on your forehead or something, this is perfect for this. And this was made by one of my friends, a quilter. Her and her husband both quilt. Hello, Diversity Love. Thank you for coming and welcome. And she gave me this, and I just cherish it. I love anything that anybody gives me or makes for me. Those are so special. Well, let me put my hand over this. I've been getting mail, lots of mail. And this one, I just want you to see what the post office does to your mail nowadays. Check this out. Check this out. But it's from my nephew. Uh-oh. My nephew, hands in the dirt. They were so busy tearing up the envelope that look, they forgot to stamp the stamp. Oh, I wouldn't take this off and reuse it. You're not supposed to do that. I wonder I wonder if it's as loose as this envelope. Anyway, we'll discuss that later. So let me see what Stacy said. And like some of you said, Auntie, you go over so much in your lives. I do, because the name of the nobody at post office cares. They don't. They don't. Somebody sent me some milky Snickers, a big pack, and they called me and said, Auntie Ellen, go to the post office. Your package was there. It says it was delivered. This was on a Saturday, and they couldn't find it. They said it wasn't there. So Amazon sent another pack of Snickers. I got those, worked my way through them for like a couple of weeks, put some in the freezer, and then I go to the post office like a month later, and guess what? I see a bag. Guess what's in it? The first Snickers. I don't know where it was in that post office, and the bag was half the size of the first bag. It was all the chocolate was all melted down and smushed and stuck. Oh, a purple beauty pepper. Thank you, Stacy. And lettuce. I've been eating lettuce every day. Basil, sweet Italian. I need more basil because some critter has been eating all of it. They ate all my spinach, sugar snap peas. I don't know, it might be too hot for those, but I surely do appreciate these. He's not here right now. He's probably up late. Oh, and there are a lot of seeds in this. Oh, I will be growing seeds up the kazoo. The kazoo. And I have, thank you, guava, Snickers. Your favorite candy? You're just saying that because it's my favorite candy, David. David, did you do the About Me survey? Well, that's how the person found out about me in when I did the About Me survey, and they found out I had Snickers, and they sent me a surprise package. I thought that was so cute. Me, I'm like a little kid. I snatch packages open, and this is a package from Maria Graham. Maria Graham, the first person that offered to be a moderator, and it took me forever to figure out how to do it. And she sent this cutest card, and what I love about it is the throat lozenges for the seeds. I have a box of like 500 of them. They're not medical quality, but they work, and the name doesn't wash off on them because I bought that special ink that's made of oil. And She said she's been working very hard in her garden this month, and some other little things, little personal sister things, comments she made. And then some of the things she sent me some scarf pins. She made me a scarf before, and this you wrap it around your neck and put the loops through it, and your scarf doesn't fall off. It's a funny thing at the post office because I like leopard and I wear a lot of leopard. I lost one of my winter scarves there. It had been gone for months, and I didn't do it. Don't you hate having to take your neighbor's open bills? David Corey, you are a hoot. You are so funny. You are so funny. And inside Maria Graham's package, she has a lighted magnifier. What I like about this one is that it's so tiny, I can keep this one in my purse and it's not heavy. It's not heavy at all. I won't turn it on or shine the spotlight. It blinds me when there's a bright light on the screen when I'm in the audience. But I'll just put it up here so that you could see it. Oh, I just love this, Maria. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is going right in my purse, and I have a little crossbody bag. But it's interesting when I went out today, and I had my crossbody bag and then I put it on my cart, but it was down inside. You couldn't see it. And a lady was telling me that in a nearby town, the people that had even the crossbody bags, I guess the front of the bag wasn't that big, maybe about this big, and they dragged a woman down to the ground, taking her purse. Boy, it's going to be a long, hot summer. Hi, 755. Thank you for coming and welcome. I love all of your painting and everything that you do. Triple Threat, Tarsha, thank you for coming. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate each and every one of you. And going back to all the things I do in my life, because it's a variety channel, some people are here for the gardening, the cooking from scratch, the quilting, the other arts and craft, and sometimes just all my funny stories about my family. This is a bag, she explained, in the cart, and it's filled with rice. And what you do with this, I have a lot of ouch me's and old lady aches and pains. So sometimes I have to put ice on things. Sometimes I have to put heat on it. So I can put this in the microwave and heat it, or I can put it in the freezer. Thank you so much, Maria. Maria. You remind me of a West Side Story. And look at this, you guys. I know you saw it on the back of the chair. Look at this beautiful table runner. Isn't this beautiful? I just love it. And I just love the flowers. She made it. Some of you saw I don't know, one of my videos. I have a several 100-year-old antique butcher block. It's literally 18 inches thick, about 24 inches wide, and it's huge. It weighs a couple 100 pounds. Hey, Stacy Hands in the Dirt. I just started going. Oh, stop it, all those old lady aches and pains. Whenever I think about chores, something else hurts or doing some work. And so I know you gave this, Maria, for the butcher block, but guess what? I have a even more perfect place. Um, and you know what it is? My grow table over there is finally cleaned off, and it's actually a dark area of the room. Hi, Gina. Thank you for coming and welcome. The retired gardener, appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. All of you who are content creators, please put a one in the chat. I'm going to get fancy one day. Black Guns and Gardens. Thank you for coming and welcome. I love all your toys that you post. I don't post my toys because I'm a grandmother. Actually a great grandmother. A funny story, another funny story about quilting. When the kids were, I say 6 to 9, my great grandchildren, hey, Miss Shirley OG, thank you for coming and welcome. They came to North Carolina, and I took each of them to a quilting shop, and I let them buy their own fabrics. And then we went shopping. I had a studio on the second floor of the house, and I had a lot of fabrics. So I gave them each $20 to buy some fabrics at the store, small pieces, and the rest they could pick whatever they wanted out of my stash. And they each picked out their own colors. One was a little boy, he was 6. Sydney was about 8, about no 7, and Simone was about 9. And I was telling them about respecting the art, respecting handmade things. So I was in the living room and with one of them, teaching them how to sew. Hi, Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD-ish chick. And then they were laying all their blocks out. So one was in the living room area, and she had all of her blocks laid out. The other two were in the master bedroom. I never used the master bedroom in that house because it had a walk-in shower with like 2 seats in it, because my dad was alive then. And I said, well, if somebody has to go in the shower with him, there'll be some place for 2 people to sit. Then I had a sunken garden bathtub where you go down the steps, and I had it set up for everything. But anyway, it was like the guest room. I slept in another room where I could see the front gate. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, I heard all this giggling in the other room. You know how the kids were respecting their quilts? They were playing hopscotch on them. So playing hopscotch on them. Thanks everybody for the thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So speaking of arts and crafts, this is something I will probably put up for sale soon. This is a needlepoint, and it has special stitches, a lot of stitches. It's a needlepoint pillow. Turtles in Native American culture and in a lot of foreign cultures, turtles have special significance. It signifies intelligence, information, and long life. So I made this one, and I don't know if you saw Dorsha. Dorsha was talking about preparing. Oh, there's not going to be any end of life, but I have so much stuff, and I'm creating. I just want to share stuff with people that wouldn't have access to them. Not many people do this anymore. You can see where some of the stitches are tiny, some of them are like a seed stitch, some of them are bigger. So I will be find some way to get this out to others. And whoops, that's how I file things. And some of you know that my sister, boy, the time is flying. My sister Joanne Stevens is a glass artist, and the bookcase that broke, I've been working on getting it cleaned out. And the shelf is empty, but all the stuff above it and some of the stuff, my helper didn't come yesterday. That was what we were going to do. Finish taking the books out, lay it flat, square it up, and put it back up. So, in T ways, moving right along, this book was in there, and this is a piece of Joanne Stevens glass art. I know that I'm not holding it straight, but she makes the most beautiful pieces. And I wanted to share some of her art. And Joanne Stevens, I have her profile, she's an artist and her occupation before she tired. You'll come help me, David. I know you would. You're going to mail yourself like Flat Stanley and come help me. I appreciate you, David. You joke a lot, but I know from your heart that you really would. And Joanne has worked with various art mediums over the past 30 years. Her fabulous creations include Mike, you asked me what she does: lamp worked glass beads, gourd rain sticks, beading, expressionistic painting, custom needlework, custom gourd wrapped dolls. Those of you who are growing gourds, mixed media collages, basket weaving, futuristic fused glass, custom design quilts. She makes art quilts too. She has some beautiful ones of my mom and some other ones. Wood carving and turning. You should see her wood burning tools. She had like a $400 state of the art one like 20 years ago. She's an interior decorator, and she does fused glass. I wanted to show you a couple of her pieces. I think, I'm not sure if this is the one I just showed you or not, but I want you to see Brother Ramad. All this is glass, you guys. And she puts them on these special tan. Oh, look at this one. I love this one. This is the Kabuki girl. Kabuki girl. Hello, Ragma Ismael. Thank you for coming. And Hands in the Dirt. And apologies if I mispronounce your name. I love this Kabuki girl. This is a glass mask. You guys who grow gourds, we can decorate some masks. This is another, my finger's right on a piece of glass. I love hearts. And here's one of her swizzle girls. I love that collection. All this is in glass, you guys. I'm scared to death of glass. I'm scared I'm going to cut myself, scratch myself. I'm scared of the kilns. She has two giant kilns. These are more glass heads, glass art. I just want to give you guys some of the things that you can do. This is a mask made of glass. This is a slump dish. I actually have a really big one that size. I'll have to show it to you one day. I use it to keep fruit on. Here's another one. I love these turquoise and browns. Hi, Yaya's Best Life and Lashes Journey. I see you two. This one is my favorite. Brother, Sissy, put in the chat. Brother Ahmad, Brother Ramad. Look at this, you guys. In glass. In glass. That one is one of Uncle Roscoe's special pieces. Here is another glass face and a doll, and the doll's basket was made of pine needles that were woven. Lashes and yeah, I see you guys every morning. I try to check in and chat with you, but I work out every morning. I really do. And I walk and I go out, but I don't walk with my phone in my hand. Some of you know that I'm vision impaired. My depth perception is off, and I trip over like small sidewalks, different things. And I have my dog's leash in one hand, and I have a cane. I'm not Brother Ahmad. I'm just showing them your work because it's so beautiful. This is a handmade basket that Joanne made out of twigs in the woods and a doll head and another one of her glass heads. But I just want to share with you guys because we didn't always do that. Joanne was always an artist. I didn't become an artist. I've always known how to do like the handcrafts, the needleworks, because we grew up doing them at home with my mom and grandparents. You saw my legs GQUAT. You could tell I work out. I do. I do. But then I work out, I do my little stuff. I get up 6 o'clock in the morning when my helper gets here. I've got the weights, I've got the bands, I've got the other things. I do my sit ups and everything. And then my son will post something on Facebook. Yeah, I went to the gym. I swam a half of a mile today. Yeah. Oh, I jogged 5 miles, like backwards up the trail, up the mountain, you know, all kind of stuff. I'm not trying to keep up with them, but I do try to stay fit for my age. Yeah, mom's watching. Mother, I didn't say anything bad. Nothing bad. Okay, Renee says, beautiful work, sissy. Sissy. Okay. So let me see. What time is it? Is it 4:31 already? One of the things I want to talk to you about. I know a lot of you are interested in quilting. I'm really fit, Lashes. Really, really fit. I've always been fit. I talked to one of my cousins, Sissy. I talked to cousin Pat yesterday for about 2 hours. She's totally blind now. She lives in North Carolina, and my family calls me Penny. And we talked for about at least an hour. And she said, I don't see anything, but my memories are so sharp. Well, from junior high school through high school and college, Auntie Ellen was a majorette. And I loved it. I just loved it. And she said, you were always small. She said, but you had the biggest legs, the biggest legs. And she said, there was no parade in Stamford, Connecticut until you came down. She said, you would throw your head back and smile and be flinging that baton and kicking those big legs up. Yep. I guess that's why they're still so strong. My grandmother had thick legs. So for those of you who are interested in quilting, I just wanted to show you one of the books on the bottom shelf of this bookcase. And it has 101 full-size quilt blocks. Oh, guess what, you guys? Guess what? I I'm monetized now, and I have a membership, a small membership. If anybody would like to support the channel by becoming a member, the the membership, the basic membership is, I'm trying to scroll it. The basic membership is $1.99 a month. I guess I click on it. I'm too busy talking. Ain't nobody got time for all that. But I will have, especially on the fourth Saturday. I know that Stacy and Nikki, Hands in the Dirt, they don't go live. So I think we'll have like a quilting guild or sewing guild, and I will show some of you how to make some of these things and by hand. Hey, Mama Gross, thank you for coming. Don't be tardy for the party in her Kim voice. So I have lots of books, lots of blocks. In fact, the whole bottom of all four of these bookcases are quilting patterns. I have some patterns that I made up myself that I make. Most of my art quilts are custom designs, and you're free to share those. This is a book I want to show you because, hello, Jones Truth. Thank you for coming and welcome, 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 welcome. I want you to think of quilts not as just something to go over your bed. Fabric lasts much longer than paper, even acid free paper. And there are ways that you make things, all kinds of things. And I want you to think of art quilts, of making things that will be permanent and last forever, forever, forever. They have fabric in some of those old tools. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Triple Threat. Triple Threat is my first GQuat family member. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I forgot to even tell you guys that I I have memberships now, and one of my cousins that I told about the channel, and he wanted to make a quilt. His mom passed, and he wanted to make memory quilts. That is a great, great way of preserving the memory of your loved ones or your children growing or whatever by making something out of their clothing. One of the things, and I see why that bookcase is bent at the top. When I got the big container down, it was a big container. I'll show you one day. It's over there, and it's all clothes. It's more of like my dad's old pants, old jeans. I plan on making a jeans quilt. We're going to do that together. Make a all jeans, all jeans. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So the first thing you do when you are making it, you have to take those old shirts and old pants apart. One thing, oh, I'm also going to make up some kits. While I was taking fabric down, I found some fabric that I love, love, loved. And of course, I bought the rest of it. And those of you who like chickens, I cut it up. And this coming Saturday, I'm going to show you live how to make a casserole pad with a needle and thread by hand, not sewing machine. And I have some of this fabric. At the end of Saturday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a giveaway of the casserole pad that I made. This one will be about 12 inches by about 18, and it doesn't have to be for a casserole. You can put it in as a table runner. I love these for canning. When you take your jars off, not when you're slapping stuff in them, but when you take them out of your pressure canner or your water bath canner. And then for the back, I said, well, I want something that looks classical. So I had some of this fabric. It's like Native American fabric. So I'm going to cut this into kits, and the size, so it will be the front with the chicken, the back with the Native American, and some batting. And anybody who wants to make one, I will put them out for a reasonable price. I just want to. Gee, Mom, I spoke to you if you were walking in late. I know some people's live, they don't like you to come in late. I just appreciate each and every one of you, whether you're early or late or whenever you get here. I want to show you one thing because I decided I'm hot and sweaty and I'm not going to sew today, but I have some things I want to show you that I did finish. And I found them in this bookcase from pulling all this stuff out. Yes, I have on leopard leggings. And when I was making this and I got it twisted, look at these pillowcases. This is why I show how to make pillowcases, because you can't buy pillowcases like this. This pillowcase, and I put some special um, blanket stitching on the side to show where the two reds came together. This is for a subscriber who commissioned a king size quilt and loves all red. So the entire quilt is going to be red and black, maybe 20 different kinds of. David, you're just going to snitch, huh? You guys are too funny. G Mama, late for class. So they look at these pillowcases, and these pillowcases last forever. The more you wash them, the softer you get. I don't even know how many pairs of pillowcases Joanne Stevens has. She has some that might be 20, 25 years old. Sissy, how old are your oldest pairs of pillowcases and quilts? And she washes hers to death. Cash App blessings. Thank you, everybody. The With the Cash App, I can get more fabric. I give to Quilts of Valor. I share fabric with other seniors. Seniors don't aren't under quilts because they're beautiful or something. They're cold. Older people have a hard time holding body temperature. So this is a pillowcase that goes to this king size quilt, and it's going to be all red for those of you who Grammy's Journal loves chickens. I do too. Oh, I have some chicken, actually some trivia, some more trivia for you guys. When I was on the North Carolina homestead, I had anywhere from like 17 to 24 chickens, several roosters, because I would buy my chickens after the state fair. And I had several friends who used to, yes, show chickens. Show chickens. The best pillowcases, Joanne says she has some that are 20 years old. Her bed has king size pillows. So those take a lot of fabric. Just a regular set of pillowcases takes like a yard and a half to 3 yards for the pillowcase, at least 2.5 yards, but they last forever. And what I wanted to tell you guys is about Muscovy ducks. Those are the kind. Oh, G Mama has one of my refurbished quilts. She loves it. You keep saying it. Oh, bless you, G Mama Grows. Bless you. And thank you for your service. All of you who are ex military, and there's several of you in here. I appreciate you. And I'm going to repeat the public service announcement. Any person who is honorably discharged from the military, Quilts of Valor, there's one in every state. You can apply to them and you get a free, sorry, you get a quilt. And you can go to one of those ceremonies. There's not a dry eye. Each veteran, excuse me, that gets a quilt, they give you a hug and they wrap it around your shoulders. That is so special. I gave a quote to a man, I guess he was in World War II, and he was in a nursing home in North Carolina. And my quilting guild came and we made quilts and we gave it to him. And this man was sitting like in a corner by himself, and he was kind of grumpy because we interrupted his meal. And we wanted him to come over so that we could give him a quilt. And then I asked him, I said, "Sir, what can I do for you?" And he said, could I have a hug, please? That just tore me up. And I said, "Well, when's the last time you had a hug?" And he told me, I'm sorry. He told me it was 2 years ago. No veteran should ever have to live like that. Anyway, I'm sorry. But it just touches my heart. Now, back to being mean. Back to being mean again. Yay! Thanks, everybody. Thank you for coming. And Triple Threat in Green, my first green member. Thank you. So, what I want to tell you is about Muscovy ducks. I had chickens on my homestead and goats. I never learned how to milk a goat. I was going to make goat's milk cheese and yogurt. I never did. But, oh, thank you, Miss Shirley says. Thank you. And I had Muscovy ducks. My ducks were so fat, they couldn't even fly. They used to waddle. And then sometimes the goats would run, like when I had food, and then the chickens would fly. I had buff Orpingtons, silkies, a few white leghorns, some lavender Orpingtons. and they were just my friends. But my mother said, you know, I can tell wherever you are in the farm, it's like a parade. The dogs are following you. These great big Italian Mastiff, the goats, the ducks, the chickens. Then sometimes the chickens would jump on the goat's back and take a ride going down the fence. Ducks do waddle. And the Muscovy ducks, for those of you who want ducks, I kept the ones that were for meat on other people's property. I was such a wimp. I was so a wimp. I never dressed anything. I used to hire people to go get it from the yard to the freezer for me. And yeah, but Muscovy ducks don't quack. They don't quack quack quack. They don't quack. They're quiet. They just make this a little movement with their head and walk around. And another interesting piece of trivia, they can't breed with any other species of duck, only Muscovies. And they're the ones that the French restaurants sell. Like one plate is like $40, and you have to order it ahead of time. Some of the big restaurants in Raleigh, North Carolina used to um, used to buy the meat from others. Yes, I am G Mama, and then we can make everybody else jealous. I don't know what you two are up to, but David Corey, you need to be getting your jeans out and cutting them apart so that we can get these quilts made. I know that that in the summertime everybody's busy with their gardens, with their canning and everything. But now is the good time to do that. One thing I want to talk to you about, I don't know if any of you have ever heard of mandalas. Mandalas is something, um, and zentangles that people in India and other countries have done for thousands and thousands of years. GQUAT, can you show my quilt, please, so you can get more inspired? David, I have to confess something. I have to confess something. Don't be mad, David. You know there's a line for the quilts. You didn't act like you wanted it. That quilt is gone. It's gone. But that's the sad news. But David, look at G Mama's laughing. Look, you didn't make anything. You on everybody's live. See, walking around doing everything. You see all four of these containers, you guys? All four of those. David said, don't say it. David, I didn't know you wanted it. I'm not trying to force my stuff on you guys. Well, you know why? I'm on here. I have a channel. I want to teach you guys how to do it. You gotta holler at me. You gotta tell me something. You told me over a year ago, Auntie, I want that quilt. Guess what? I can make another one. Grammy's Journal says his brother's coming from Japan in 2 months. You can't wait to see him. David, I have so many quilts, so much fabric, and I love you anyways, David. I love all you guys. So go into Zentangles and mandalas. These are designs that you make, and it's a form of therapy. And David says you're getting a rope. You're not going to hang yourself. You're not. You're not. You're not. In fact, you can sit and cut the fabric up and we can make a quilt again. Come on Saturdays and you guys, let's make a quilt together. Some quilts. But David, Corey, one thing, one of my aunts, my dad has two living sisters. They're the only two living aunts I have left. And she was on Facebook and she asked me for a quilt like 2 weeks before Christmas. And I couldn't tell her no. I couldn't tell her no. So I gave both of my aunts a quilt. A quilt. So that's why I don't have that one. But I can make another one. I can make another one. And no two are exactly alike. Soap on a robe. So These Zentangles, what they do is they take a little 4x4 square of paper. You can take a 4x6 card, and you can make one. And what they do is say the origins of Zentangle. The creators of Zentangle have had many vocations, and what they experience, it's a form of meditation. And what you do is you're drawing the same little design you're coming to watch, but you make it mine. You don't have the patience. Well, you know what? We can barter. And you guys, you found your keychain too, Auntie Ellen? Oh, yeah. For your new keys, G Mama Grows. G Mama Grows. You guys, when I have leftover small pieces of fabric, this is what I do. I make key fobs. This is actually my goat Lilac, my lead goat. This was her bell, and I cleaned it up, and I still have it. And to make a a mandala or a zentangle, you get they have a like a 4x4 inch card and a fine micron pen. And I'll show you what some of the things you're making the same design over and over and over again. So I'm going to show you a daily Zentangle. Here is a little 4x4 inch card. And you see where they started with a basic little line, then they filled it in with circles and other little lines, and they just keep doing it over and over and over. Hello, Rainbow Greenhounds. I like when you speak the language for over there. I like when you're doing that. You and African Dreamin', you guys are so funny. So funny. They say I have a accent. I don't think I have an accent. It's just a New England twang, I guess. And my nose is sinusy. And so I have a lot of these, and every week or ever so often we can do some together. Welcome to Create and Chat. We appreciate you joining. Yours won't be in a bed shape by the time. Oh, David, you are just so awful. Look at some of these Zentangles. So, that being said, I found accidentally fell in my cart on Amazon, but I figured the same thing you could do with a 4x4 piece of paper. Look, you could do it with a piece of wood and it will last forever. And you could put the ink on here like we painted on rocks and do this. So I figure one Saturday we will do this together. And how many of you would like that? I just don't want you guys to be bored and you have something to last forever. Or in the arts and craft class, I found these little apples. You can make little designs on here. On here. Your quilt, G Mama Grows. But you know what? I never met anybody who didn't like a handmade quilt. A handmade quilt. So I will be quilting for the rest of my life. I like teaching it. For those of you who are painting, I'm going to do a small giveaway on Saturday for those who don't want to sew. I will be giving away a little set of small brushes that are good for painting rocks or whatever, making little squares, art quilts. And you can mix acrylic, you can get fabric markers. There are so many things. You guys, last week I was showing you how to make art quilts. You can mix watercolor on fabric and let it dry. I'm going to show you something that I'm working on, which is why I had this newer machine out. I finally finished Miss Mignon, that art quilt, and this is, I'm in a quilting group, an international quilting group, and as a group we made a map of Africa. Can you guys see this? Whoa. I don't want to drop it. I'm going to, this is fused like Miss Mignon. It's going to be an art quilt. I've got Madagascar over on the side, but each African country is made, oh, each country is made with a genuine, authentic African fabric. So I have it affixed to some stabilizer, but I'm going to go down and look at some of these fabrics on here. I'm going to sew each one down so that when it's 118 degrees, the fabric won't the fabric won't fall off or the adhesive come off. For triple threat or somebody who may not have seen it, this is Miss Mignon. It's an art quilt I made. I hand drew the face. It has a little pin on it. The top piece is a piece of African fabric that I fussy cut. The backing is actual a piece of feed cloth from 1943 feed block. And the face, if I can show you up close, look at all the different fabrics in it. The different fabrics in it. And for those of you who are in foreign countries, I encourage you to get pieces of fabric. And for my art quilts and stuff, this is what I found in the bookcase when I moved it. And these are like all, look at all these different colored batiks. I buy them and they're color washed. And then also one of my church went to Senegal and the Gambia a few years ago, and one of the deaconesses I asked to bring back some fabric. I made a little special little bag. I made her an art quilt with it, but this little bag is just for these African fabrics. Look at these pieces. Look how tiny they are, but they're all handmade over there and brought back, and I just love them. Look at these. When you look up close, 755s, you love that fabric. This is like a blue. And in Africa, only the kings and royalty back in the day, and I know you like purple too, my favorite color, only royalty could wear purple. Like these are just like small pieces. I can sew, David. I've been sewing like since I was 6 or 7 years old. I learned to sew by hand because I joined the Brownies and Girl Scouts, and we earned badges. Look, can you see up close the pattern inside here? I just want to share with you guys some of the different bits in fabric. And these are the pieces, these were, I guess, left over from dresses. Look at this. I took a dress that one lady gave me. It had been her mother's, and this lady wore about a size 22. And I cut it down and I made it into a small dress. Sissy, remember True's mom? I made that art quilt for her. This was like 25 years ago. 755 Media. Look at this. And you can even see like the little pattern. Those of you who are in countries that they have different kinds of fabric, just get little bits and pieces. There's a type of a quilt called a crazy quilt, and it's made with all different kinds of fabric. And those of you who are experimenting with making quilts, what you do is, like, you see this is a square. You just take a middle piece of fabric, but instead of making it square, because then you get boxed in sometimes, putting different patterns, cut a block with 5 sides. And I promise you, if you have 5 sides, you'll never get blocked in and not have a corner to sew to. This was something else that I cut, fussy cut from something else, but I like the elephant. This was just a piece of fabric I put in there. Why? Because it had the North Star. Why did I keep this piece? Because in the Underground Railroad quilts, when the slaves were escaping, how they could tell north was by the North Star. Some of you have heard me say, well, when it was raining or snow and there was no star, how did you tell true north? Because the moss grows on the north sides of the tree, and you can. Oh, blue is your middle daughter's favorite color. That's my second favorite color. Triple Threat, you need to get in touch with me. I have something I need you to see. Joanne Stevens has a quilt with blue, turquoise, and brown. And there's another quilt back there in the stash that will be going out at some point that I think you might like. See how close the different patterns in the fabric? This is what I love about fabric. This just seems like plain purple. Look at this 755 diversity. I don't know if you guys can see it yet now. Well, I don't know if it shows up on camera, but I just wanted to share with you guys. Look at this true indigo fabric that's hand dyed. No two pieces are alike. Catherine's Garden and Home. Thank you for coming, Miss Catherine. Thank you from Massachusetts, 6B, one of my neighbors. And look at this. There's a fish on here. See, these are the little things. And when I'm making something, you guys, hello, Good Eats Homestead, I iron every little piece of this fabric and I put it together. This was something I had or something, and I love black and gold. All this fabric came from my deaconess when she went to the Gambia and Senegal. And her favorite color is lavender. So I have several lavender pieces. This is going to be an art quilt at some time. I just wanted to share with you guys the different texture and fabric of buying from authentic people who make a living and sit there and dye the fabrics and whatnot. I'm trying to see if you could see the pattern through the whole, yeah, if I put it close enough for the camera to catch it. And for those of you who like red, and this fabric is really thick. It's really thick. So, you guys, oh, I have one more thing I want to show you for those of you who want to make art quilts. Thank you. I have one last thing. Those textiles are marvelous. Thank you, 755. I love them. I love them. And this is some of the fabric that was up there in a box. And my great I love these boxes because they're black and they match in. But my great grandson is a basketball player. He's just turned 15. He's 6'2", but he's always worn man-sized shoes. So he saves his old shoe boxes to for me to keep my fabric in, and we have to pay man-size prices since he wore a size 3. But I want to show you, this is just watermark batiks. I want to show you the different colors, and to collect a stash When you start making art quilts and you want to make complexions, this box is basically a box that I use for my art quilts, mostly batiks, to make every complexion. And when you're drawing 755 media, I never met a fabric I didn't like. I like good fabrics, real fabrics. 755 media will tell you, like, you have to, like, the highlight of my face, you make light colors, and if you want to draw a face, you maybe take a photo, convert it to grayscale, and then go from, judge it from like 1 to 5. Then you cut the fabrics to 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 match that, to get great great depth of character, of color. When you're painting, 755 will tell you that, gee, mom, I used to have so much fabric, so much fabric. It's downsized now, but the value, when you're painting, if you want something to be the farther away it goes, the lighter it gets. The closer it gets to you, the darker and brighter it gets. The brighter it gets. So, did anybody have any questions? Let's see who's going live tonight. Miss Shirley, OG goes live at, thanks everybody, goes live at 7. J3GS, Get It Off Your Chest goes live at 9. I usually fall asleep by then. I'm on my sewing machine. I take a nap. I go early, and I take a nap. It's quiet, and you should see, I have all these things piled up. I have I have other things too. I just love it. 755 media says true grayscale value will give you depth. And for those of you who want to learn how to paint, I paint very well. I'll have to show you guys some of my paintings, but uh, I love the fabrics. I love the textiles. 755, you're using the principles of art to design the quilts. Yes, yes, yes. And like the principles of 3, like things, people find things that are pleasing, that are in thirds, and use a little bit of everything, or just do whatever you like. Just do whatever you like. You don't have to know any principles of anything. Just take two pieces of fabric and put them together. Like this was a rag quilt that I designed, and I just took a piece of graph paper and put the colors on and then laid it out on the floor. So, thank you for coming. I don't know who's live. The motivation from the weightlifting geek might be coming on now. I left my sign over there. So, everybody, what I would like for you to do what you love. Love what you do. Be creative. Make something. Don't buy gifts. Stop buying gifts for people. Make them. People will love them so much. Something simple. Something simple. So, um, in American Sign Language, this is an I, this is an L, this is a U. I love you. Thank you for coming. Mom, if you're there, I will talk to you later. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming. See you Saturday at 6.